Welcome back, everybody. We're going to dive into today's Cabral concept on should you be supplementing with B vitamins. A lot of controversy around certain types of B vitamins. Should you use them individually? What forms should you use? Should everybody use them, or should you just use them as one activated B complex, meaning like all the B vitamins together? We're going to break it all down for you here today. 10 minutes starting now. Let's go. So my goal for you is always to share the Personomics-based methodology, meaning like everything, every nutritional supplement, every diet plan, every exercise, everything can be amazing for certain individuals, but not all individuals. That's the truth, right? So we need to know what is right for our body. There is always testing. I could talk about that in just a moment. But before we dive in, I want you to know B vitamins are absolutely crucial for our energy, to reduce stress, to take the nutrients from food and turn it into energy as well, and for brain health. I would not have healed without B vitamins. Like, I just want to be very clear about that. I literally would not have overcome Addison's disease, my autoimmune issues, and other health issues such as type 2 diabetes, allergies, etc., without B vitamins. So I'm a huge proponent of them. All humans need them. They are essential to our health, but dosages differ, and I want to go over what B vitamins do what and what might be the right routine for you. So let's dive right into it. Here's what I want to share. I've already gone over all the different main benefits, but other benefits are B vitamins are needed for detoxification on a daily basis, which we know is more important than ever in the unhealthy world that we live in, but also it's used for methylation. People ask all the time, what is methylation, right? What do we use this for? I always tell people this, that it is your body's ability to replicate DNA cells properly, to encode the information for the next set of cells, to allow for a slower rate of aging, to reduce inflammation. So when you think about methylation overall, there's a lot that goes into it, right? We can talk about certain methyl donors, et cetera, for the cells, but we need them for energy. We need them for inflammation. We need them for aging. We even need them to stop cancer replication. That's a big part of it too, or allowing cancer to form in the first place. The last thing is this. We need them for oxygenation and energy production and even support of our red blood cell formation. So they are critical. They are critical. All right. Here's a quick breakdown. I'm going to go through all of the most common B vitamins. Vitamin B1 is this. It's called thiamine or thiamine, but thiamine is typically the first B vitamin we think about. It is used in carbohydrate metabolism. It's used in nervous system function. I'd be remiss if I didn't say every B vitamin is used for nervous system function because they calm your nerves. That's literally what they do. That's why they call them the anti-stress vitamin family, the B vitamins, right? But thiamine is also interesting because it helps support the thyroid. So really important for low thyroid-based issues, fatigue, brain fog, poor coordination. All right. Vitamin B2, also referred to as riboflavin. It is used for energy production. Again, I can say that for every B vitamin, but also antioxidant support and a carrier of methyl donors, such as B9. So just because you put methylfolate into your body, whether you're using it in a prenatal or you're using it to help with your MTHFR gene mutations, that doesn't mean it's going to get to where it needs to go. It actually needs vitamin B2 and a couple others I'll mention in a moment. But the B2, think of it as like the conveyor belt. Think of it as, or the Uber. It's going to get it to its destination. That's a big part of vitamin B2. Some of the deficiencies and symptoms you'll see are sore throats, light sensitivity, sometimes cracked lips, or overall inflammation, right? So that's a big one. All right. The next one is niacin, vitamin B3. B3, this is probably most well known for being the precursor to NAD, or nicotinamide riboside, nicotinamide nucleotide, however you want to look at it. But what's it used for? Creating ATP, creating energy inside of our mitochondria that allow us to literally feel like we have vitality in our body, that make exercise easier, that make everything easier, right? Because our bodies and brain needs ATP, adenosine triphosphate, energy from our mitochondria. It's also used in depression. It is also used in high cholesterol. Again, I have to give you my disclaimer. I can't provide medical advice, medical treatments, medical cures, medical diagnosis, but you already know that. But that is what we use a lot of B3 for. Now, if you have fatigue or you have mood-based issues or skin issues, cholesterol issues, brain fog, this is one that you may want to incorporate. All right. Vitamin B5, referred to as pantothenic acid, right? When you hear acid, don't worry so much about that. This is literally the metabolites of it, the breakdown of it. Pantothenate or pantothenic acid is the most common form of B5, just like niacinamide or niacin for vitamin B3. There are flush and no flush variations. We use no flush because most people don't like to feel like their skin is literally, stinging, right? That's a big part of what's called the niacin flush. I have a separate podcast on that you can check out at stephencabral.com/podcast. There's a time and place, of course, for everything, not what we use in our practice ordinarily. All right. So B5, if B1 is most known to help the thyroid, B5 is most known to help the adrenals. So that's a big one that I used for my Addison's disease and on my way back. And we have a product now called Adrenal Energy Support. Certainly gives you that B5 as well, besides the activated B complex that I'll talk about later. So B5 is used for those adrenals, hormone production, of course, energy overall. Again, most popular form is pantothenic acid. Okay, so fatigue, stress intolerance, sleep-based issues. You might think, well, why would I want an energy vitamin for sleep? It's because you use them the first half of the day typically, although I have no issue taking mine at night as well. Again, I'll share that. And then it allows your body, believe it or not, your body needs energy to shift from fight or flight to parasympathetic nervous system. So your body needs B vitamins all day long, not just necessarily the first half of the day. All right, B6. This is the vitamin that Dr. Pete introduced me to. You might say, like, well, that's really weird. You needed to be introduced to vitamin B6, usually called pyridoxine or pyridoxal 5-phosphate, P5P. Well, here's the issue. I got sick in the mid-90s and really didn't get well till the early 2000s. The internet and the sharing of information, all that wasn't as well known. That's the truth. Like people, I believe, it's my belief that if you do have a dis-ease right now of the body, well, the information is there. And so that's the nice thing. We can spread it, practitioners can talk, etc. But this is vitamin B6 is for neurotransmitters, high histamine levels. Well, I have massive histamine levels, right? Mast cell activation syndrome. I had nervous system issues. B6 is for the nervous system, right? Literally calms the nervous system. So it was crucial in helping me improve my overall irritability, anxiety, poor sleep. Remember, if you can't sleep, you can't heal. I couldn't sleep. Right? I literally could not sleep. So this was a game changer for me. It's also part of the methylation-based cofactors. So not just, again, methylfolate, B9 or B12, which we'll talk about in a moment, methylcobalamin, B6 is also needed. Crucial, right? Don't want to overdo it. Some doctors are giving out 200, 300 milligrams of B6. I don't think that's the way to do it, but your body does need some, right? 10, 25 milligrams a day, maybe some people 50 milligrams a day as well. I was definitely on the 50 milligrams or higher for a certain period of time, and then I came back down. All right, B7 is biotin, hair, skin, nails, glucose metabolism, carbohydrate utilization. That's what we typically think of with biotin. So hair thinning, brittle nails, skin rashes, we like to get in biotin, typically 5,000 micrograms or so per day. Great for most people. Remember, micrograms, much smaller than milligrams. Going to move that zero, right, for the milligrams versus micrograms. All right, B9, folate, probably the most common and well-known B vitamin, and that's because when women are pregnant, they're saying, well, you got to get your folate in. Now, most functional medicine doctors or integrative health doctors are saying get your methylfolate in because it is the more absorbable form. It is a powerhouse, no doubt about it. Again, I don't think that people need to overdose on methylfolate. The reason why people have to go typically so high is that they're not using the cofactors. And once you use the cofactors, you don't need to megadose any B vitamin. All right, B12 is cobalamin. You can take methylcobalamin, you can take cyanocobalamin, you can take adenosylcobalamin, you can take a hydroxycobalamin. There's different forms of B12, but it's always cobalamin. And then what you attach to it is essentially like it's the donor, right? So when you think of magnesium, well, there's magnesium lysate, glycinate, malate, oxide, citrate, right? So there's so many different forms. Well, it's really just what is the magnesium attached to, and that's all B12 is as well. Most commonly used form is methylcobalamin. I use that all the time in my practice. Very rarely do I need to use adenosylcobalamin or a hydroxycobalamin. Very, very rarely. Because if someone doesn't tolerate the methylated form of a B vitamin, it just typically means that the detox cofactors are not there. So the body's ability, like COMT cofactor as well, to break it down and remove it from the body, or they're assimilating it too quickly and it's spiking those methyl-based donors. I start at a much lower dosage. I work on liver health, I work on kidney health, I work on drainage pathways, I work on the whole body rather than just having to have one vitamin do all the work, right? So when I was trying to get well, in my early 20s, mid 20s, I was on B12 injections, massive B12 injections. Oh, you've got chronic fatigue, you've got Addison's disease, you've got myalgic encephalomyelitis. We'll put you on massive doses of B12. I got a little benefit, but it certainly didn't fix my fatigue, right? I still had Addison's. So that's why like a mega dose is typically not what your body needs. It would never need that in daily life. Why are we trying to do that? Let's look for the underlying root cause. But B12, used for the nervous system, used for energy, used for red blood cells. If you're suffering from fatigue or numbness, tingling, brain fog, usually that's a good sign that you might need a little extra B12. So we use B vitamins with everyone in our practice. And how do we do that? Well, simply through a daily activated multivitamin or the daily nutritional support. 1 serving a day of either one. You just choose capsules or powder. And the reason is that you get a full serving of a whole B vitamin in that. That means all the B vitamins at their proper dosage. They shouldn't all be given at 100 milligrams, right? So they're at their proper dosage, and that allows you to get your baseline dosage. Not more, not less. Just what you need on a daily basis. That's it. Okay, then who needs more? Well, someone like me needs more. I have a crazy busy schedule. I time my sleep to the minute. So like I'm getting 8 hours, but then I'm out of bed, and I'm out of bed. Typically I wake it up around between 5:30 and 6 now. Okay. So I'm up. Yes, I have my morning routine. I'm not diving into the day like I used to, but I still work a long day, and then I exercise and then hang out with my family and do it again the next day. Right. So it's like, I've got a busy schedule. And for me, with my body type, especially my dosha, I burn through them faster. So easy, what do? I simply take 1 activated B complex at lunch because I get mine in the morning with my shake, and then I take 1 more at dinner. That's it. Like that's what I do. Some people might only need 1 more at lunch. That's it, or 1 at dinner. And then they get a little extra B vitamins. 2 servings is for the activated B complex to get another whole dosage of B vitamins. Some people only need half the dosage, so they just do 1 activated B complex. But that contains all of your B vitamins again. The body always works better as to how nature would give it to us. Nature typically has all the B vitamins you're getting on a daily basis. Some foods a little bit higher than others, truthfully, right? Like if you look at organ meat or whatever, it's gonna be a little higher in B12, other things, but your body needs all the B vitamins. It doesn't just need 1, right? They all work together. They're a family of vitamins. That's why they're all part of the B vitamin family. So I would say this. If you're dealing with high stress, if you're dealing with any type of burnout, if you have a poor diet, or you're dieting, so you're low calories in the first place, or you might have gut issues with malabsorption like I used to have. I had candida overgrowth, I had SIBO, I had H. pylori, I wasn't even absorbing them that well. Then you probably want to supplement. Again, I can't give you that advice. I'll tell you how to test in just a second. Or if you're a vegetarian, you most likely, like 99%, most likely need more B vitamins. So how do you know for sure? Well, there's something called the vitamin tox test that looks at your vitamin levels, your mineral levels, your heavy metals, your gut health, okay? So that's at stephencabral.com/starter-kit. You don't have to purchase it from Equilife, but see what it is. You can work with your local integrative health practitioner, naturopathic doctor, whoever you want to work with. I'm good. I just want to share with you what you can do. Or if you only want to test for your vitamins, we have something called a vitamin and antioxidant test, which is amazing. It's only by Equilife. And you can just go to stephencabral.com/shop. That just takes you over to Equilife. Literally just type in vitamin and antioxidant test. Inexpensive way, simple urine test to test yourself for your B vitamin levels, plus much more. You can test your NAC, glutathione. All of it's included in that test. Vitamin C, great lab. There you have it. That is everything that I wanted to share today on B vitamins. They are essential, especially those dealing with low energy, low mood, faster aging, inflammation, brain fog. They help me. I know they'll help you as well. You don't need to mega dose them, but a little bit can go a long way. Head on over to stephencabral.com/3730. And if you're looking for the activated B complex that I use, head on over to stephencabral.com/shop. Take care, buddy. I'll talk with you tomorrow on a brand new Cabral concept.